Hello and welcome. This is TruGreen in action. Last month we showed you how to avoid bare patches, but what do you do if you already have some? Today I'm going to give you a few simple tips before the spring growth kicks in. The one thing I'll start by saying is identify the cause first. If you don't tackle the cause itself, reseeding and repairs are only going to mask the issue for so long. You may well find yourself repairing patches as regularly as you mow the lawn itself. During cold weather, the grass can't easily repair itself. But the good news is, as we start to move towards the end of February and into March, soil temperatures start to pick up and action can start to take place. So what do you need to do? We'll start by removing any debris from the areas, leaves, moss, thatch, anything covering the soil surface. We need clean, open soil so new shoots can establish. A spring rake is ideal for this step. You don't need to use anything too heavy or invasive unless you're working at a bigger area. Once any debris has been removed, you now want to loosen probably the top 1 to 2 centimeters of soil. Once the soil bed is ready, assuming the area you're working on isn't too large, I'd always recommend introducing a little bit of topsoil at the same time. A great way of doing this is to get yourself a decent sized flexible tub. Something like this is ideal. It's big enough to move. You've got a nice big area to actually mix the soil itself, and you can mix as big a batch or a smaller batch as you can manage. Tip the amount of topsoil that you need into the tub, enough to lightly cover the area that you're working on. If it's slightly larger, you can always, as I say, do it in batches, but you probably want to be somewhere in the region of about 4 kilograms per square meter. Once you have that in your tub, add a good quality UK seed. That's going to be usually around the range of 35 grams to 55 grams per square meter. But again, that should tell you on the packaging. Give it a good mix once it's in the tub so you really get that seed embedded and in contact with the soil. That's the absolute key to successful germination, is seed to soil contact. And that's a great way to get it started early in the process. Once you've mixed it in, you can loosely cover the area with your mix, giving it a light brush or a rake to really get it touching and in contact with the current surface. Where possible, run a light roller over it, or even just, if you haven't got a roller, give it a good tread down. This just helps, again, that seed to soil contact that I mentioned. From there on in, you just want to assure that you keep the area moist. Don't overwater, you don't want to flood it. And this time of year, you might be lucky enough that the rain does all the job for you. If birds start to get interested, you can pop a little netting down. In fact, I've always had good success from actually hanging CDs or foil containers just from a thread across. It's just enough so that the seed begins to establish. Once the area gets to the 2-leaf stage or a couple of inches in height, then you can give it its first cut. And then after the first cut, it will begin the blending process with your current lawn. Usually that'll take around about 6 weeks until it actually blends and looks like one whole piece again. In our next video, we're going to focus on what spring moss is doing to lawns at the moment. Unfortunately, it's the one thing that's enjoying all of this rain we're having across the UK this year. If you are suffering from larger bare areas, then at TruGreen, we offer a service called TruRenew. It's an alternative to returfing, along with actual annual overseeding on our TruMax plan. For more information or for any advice, just contact us for a free lawn analysis. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, but until next time, that's TruGreen in action.